Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Capricorn February 2023 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, clairvoyant, and if you might be interested in seeing what is involved, or just curious about what might be involved in having a one-on-one, face-to-face clairvoyant experience with me from anywhere in the world, just check out the information that's in the description box below. But have a look at the website anyway, because I think that you'll find that there's a lot of information there on clairvoyance and on astrology that I wrote that you'll find interesting, I think. But as the subscribers know, there are also, as the subscribers, and love and affection to the subscribers as always, the subscribers know that there are no video advertisements breaking their way into this content, so you get to enjoy the experience uninterrupted. Now, as we also know, don't we, subscribers, we only need to take 5 cards, because 5 is all we need. They speak volumes to us, and they take up all of our time. There is the 2 of Swords, and here is the 7 of Swords. Here is the Wheel of Fortune. This is going to be an interesting month for you. There is the 4 of Swords, and what do we have? Lots of swords. What does this mean? What does this mean indeed? And what do we have here? There's a 2 of Pentacles. Ah, excellent. So, why don't you come sit down here next to me? We'll have a good close look at the imagery on these cards together while I do the reading for you. Right, now there's a 7 of Swords sitting here, which is completely at odds with all the good energy that's around here. So I think it's actually something here which has come to have a conversation with you. Let's have a closer look at it and see what it has to say. Here we have what would that be? A raven attempting to steal the sun and the moon. You know, the sun and the moon are representative of your gifts, your talents, and why you were here. And sometimes you have, I think, a heavy anxiety that can prevail, although in reality, everything is going perfectly well. Now, the astrology of this card is that of the moon, ruling the 3rd decan of Aquarius, that 9th to the 18th of February. Now, the emotions of the moon cloud the intellectual qualities of Aquarius. With the number 7 here, I also have a mystical association with the planet of Venus, and that is a feminine planet, and it serves to further weaken Aquarius, which sometimes can give you a lack of clarity, a sense of discouragement, a sense of a fear about what might be happening, a negative expectation about something where you might feel ineffectual or inept, where there is a mental procrastination going on, where you just do enough and are coasting and really working beneath your own standards because you have a negative expectation as to how things are going to turn out. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to be the case for you, but I think that this is something sometimes that is in the back of your mind. And I think to use the sun and the moon, well, what other planets are there? It's as if Neptune is saying that everything seems to be clouded by a film or veil. I just don't know what I really want. Or the planet of Venus saying, it's just too good to be true. Or Mars coming in and saying to you, you haven't the energy, there is no time, you are too old. Or Jupiter, there's too much good at once, I could never cope with so much success. And then there might be Mercury saying, I just can't get the point across properly. Or Saturn saying, it's simply too much trouble and it takes too long. These literally destructive thoughts must not be taken seriously. The reality is actually very different from what often your present perception of it is. And you have found, as you have found in the past, that you are able to laugh over your own doubts. Now, what this has to say here may be also painful in this respect, that sometimes you just have to believe in yourself. There's a good chance that all you've ever been told or made to feel in your life so far is that you can't do anything. That every time you even dared to dream that your life could be better, you were shot down or laughed at, made to feel small, made to feel useless, made to feel like an idiot for even thinking you could be more. Well, all of us, just as we thought something was in reach, have had a massive shadow of doubt thrown upon us, normally by somebody who's close to us. And it hurts, doesn't it? And you thought about the pain to get what you want, and your brain avoids it. But you must make use of the talents that you have. Let me just say this, that the ideal situation for a man or a woman is to, when they die, is to have family members praying with them as they cross over. Now imagine, if you will, being on your deathbed, and standing around your bed are the ghosts of the dreams, the ideas, the abilities, the talents given to you by life, and that you, for whatever reason, you never went after that dream. You never leaned in for that kiss. You never said those words. You never used those gifts. And imagine, if you will, that they are standing around you, those ghosts, looking at you with large angry eyes, saying, "We came to you, and only you could have given us life. And now we must die with your body forever." And imagine, if you will, what love, what words, what gifts will die with your body. Their miscarriage is in your bodily death. Do you know, the greatest wealth lies not in the oil fields of the Middle East, nor in the gold mines in Australia. It lies in the cemetery. The greatness we have never seen, the joy never passed on, the words of sweet love never spoken, the talents, large or small, never actualized. Understand that your fears have nothing to do with reality. Wake up and see what's really happening. And in what areas of your life do you diminish yourself with your own limited ideas? And what are your constricting belief systems? Ask yourself, how is my life going to look when I drop my doubts and I breathe life into the gifts and talents which came only to me? And say to yourself, I master all the skills and means needed to achieve that which I long for most deeply. Now, while we're on the suit of swords, let's have a look to see what's on the same line out of it. Don't you think that that's true, what this energy had to say? This is interesting. Here, in her vigilance, the guardian stands alone and silent. Well, in the position that this card is in your spread, this is the moon ruling the first decan of Libra, the 23rd of September to the 2nd of October. Look, this is a really happy combination. With the moon in Libra, you're likely to have a deep need for peace and harmony in your life. Now, as you know, Libra is symbolized by the scales very often in astrology, isn't it? And it's about a balance. And this balance now relates to any area of your life which requires it to be brought about. And this includes your personal environment, your work, and your relationship with others. But I don't think that the purpose of this card is to give you a direction or a directive as to what you want to do. It's sort of neutral. It's neither good nor bad. It's balanced. It's sitting in a balance. But there is inner peace here and the power to make decisions now, and decisions regarding a situation or a relationship which are going to provide spiritual and emotional peace for you. Agreement, mental stability here. Do you know, inner peace is a special gift. Protect it, but never try to cling to it. Now, it's also the case, I think, that you might be having a hard time making your mind up about something or making a choice. Now, it's not something which is dramatic, but it's something that's sitting in the background, I think, and it surfaces up every now and again. You might be dealing with the pros and cons of a situation. You might lack the information you need to make the right decision. But when you get the information, it's like the light goes on and you can see the situation for what it is, and you'll be in a much better position to make the decision that is right for you. Decisions that you make at the moment should be geared towards bringing peace and harmony in your life. Now, what areas of your life are especially important to you? You can now come calmly to the necessary decisions. Take the time for deep relaxation, would you? You're in a good position to examine your past, your present, and your future, and write down your insights. Actually, putting a pen to paper has a lot of power in it. But say this to yourself. Actually, you know, there is I'm not selling religion, but there is a book in the old Hebrew Bible or the Old Testament of the Christian Bible, the book of Psalms. And it is Psalm 120, verse 2, that says, "O Lord, save me from treacherous lips, from a deceitful tongue." Now, meditating on that verse, it will heal all areas of your life, including health problems, financial difficulties, and relationship conflicts. But say to yourself at this time, a deep peace fills my heart. Now, this theme of peace and respite from the comings and goings of life is continued here for you, fortunately. Here, I guess it's only when the battle was won could she put down the sword and relax. Now, in this position, it is Jupiter ruling the third decan of Libra, this time the 14th to the 22nd of October. Now, Libra, as we hinted at, wants to bring balance into your life. But sometimes this need for balance that showed up in the number 2 here as well, it can induce unrest, and it can bring about indecisiveness sometimes. But this is coming back to this choice again, I think, that's here. But in this respect, this energy, which is very complementary to that previous one, was one which is talking about you being calm and centered, and in fact, where you have a great degree of clarity. There is almost a spiritual cleansing going on with you. There's a recuperation, and it's almost as if there is a quiet time that you are taking to just consider how things are going in your life, almost as if you are taking a mental break from things. Now, there is a warning here, I suppose, that this almost like a sense of truce with the battle of life that's going on. Truce doesn't mean a peace. There may be a surface calm, which is only maintained by suppressing feelings and impulses. Examine very carefully the possibility that disturbing influences are already present around you, but they are merely hidden for the moment. But by recognizing these in time, and you are now, of course, going to be on the lookout for them, and in fact you triumph over them, you'll be able to rob them of their disruptive power. So I think this is a time that you need to take a rest from any stressful situations, Conflicts aren't going to go away, but a time out from them is around you at the moment. Now make the most of what I've called a mental health break, but don't put off anything that needs to be dealt with, as unavoidable things can grow to become bigger and more challenging. But trust your intuition to know when is enough rest for you, and make the most of this mental health break to be at your strongest when you need to face any other issues which come to hand. You have enough inner clarity now to successfully carry out your plans. Be sure at all times that you feel good about what is happening, and ask yourself what supports or what hinders your clarity. And have a look around at your surroundings and rearrange them to support calm and centeredness, and say this to yourself: I am at peace with myself. Now there was another 2 down here somewhere at the opposite end of the diagonal, as I recall. Yes, the 2 of Pentacles. And then I'll get to the big finish with the Wheel of Fortune here for you. And this is interesting, because, look, everything is all right in your world, I've got to say, at the moment. Now, if you look at this image here, where it's placed, it is Jupiter, the great benefic, in the first decan of Capricorn. This is the Lady of Harmonious Change. And the first decan of Capricorn, as you would know, is the 23rd of December to the 2nd of January. Now, although Jupiter and Capricorn are potentially inharmonious, because Jupiter is all about expansion and just going for it, almost like a gambler in a way, sort of things. It's quite speculative type of a planet. And Capricorn has a more sensible conservatism and practicality associated with it. So you say, is there going to be a difficulty between Jupiter and Capricorn? Well, no, because with this number 2, the only card in Pentacles which is ahead of it is that of the Ace. And of course, this is abutting into this Wheel of Fortune, which is also Jupiter. So the presence of the great good luck planet of Jupiter is bathing you this month. So there's going to be movement for you, change, transformation. There's a few ups and downs, of course, but there's growth through change, multitasking. I think you'll be very busy at the things that you do, but you will be enjoying your work. And isn't that a great pleasure? And there is a welcome change coming into your life as you now start to move into a better phase in your life. You know, change is always necessary when the old falls out of balance. Change shakes you up, wakes you up. And in a sense, this is also saying that you should go with the flow in your life and trust in the process of change, so that you can find this harmony and balance which is coming to you also this month. They're all connected, you see, these cards. Now, I don't think that there's anything financially or materially set in concrete at the moment. So there's no problems with what's happening with your material life or with your money. But this is really an energy of good management. And it does remind you to ensure that, look, just that your personal affairs are in order. Now, I know you probably don't want to hear this from me, but it is just as important to make sure that you get on top of bills and chores as much as it is to pursue more enjoyable activities. Look, do you know that your life is subject to a constant change? And that allows you to grow, extending and expanding you, and ultimately enriching you. So give yourself up to the transformation with trust, is what I say. Now, what internal or external changes are going on in your life? The only constant thing in life is change. And say this to yourself: I trust in the harmony of my life and in the flow of my life. And every day, in every way, I am getting better and better. Now, as I say, your good friend Jupiter is also with you here in this Wheel of Fortune. Now, you know, Jupiter is the great benefic of the zodiac. Your sign, of course, is ruled by Saturn, which some people say is the great malefic. I actually don't agree with that. I think Saturn has a lot of really good aspects to it. I won't go into that now. Maybe I'll do a separate video on Saturn as part of my Astrology for Beginners series, which you can see on the playlist on the channel. But here we have Jupiter, the great benefic, bringing, which has associated with it abundance, prosperity, good fortune, good luck. This is the Lord of the forces of life, and it's speaking about a new beginning for you and expansion, a great degree of creativity, and a big breakthrough. There's unexpected fortune coming your way. There's good luck. Chance and opportunity are around, so make sure you don't overlook any small doors that are opening up for you, because they lead into bigger things behind them. There's fate here. It's almost as if this is a period of your life where fate is saying, look, you've gone through enough trouble. Now things are going to start to work for you. And there's also the possibility of a life-changing meeting with someone in any event. This energy here and this month for you, because look, this is the central energy. It's the central card. It's a definite yes. Yes, I do think that there's going to be an unexpected change in your life, which is going to be favorable, but it may not necessarily seem that way at first. But be ready to act on any unexpected opportunities. Look, when you are in a position where times are good, stay centered in the center of the wheel, because things can change. The one thing you can say about luck is whatever luck you are having at the moment, luck always changes. And if things are challenging for you, don't be discouraged, because things are going to get better. Have that mindset. You attract what you put out. Put out positivity, optimism, and you attract that to you. A change is about to happen, just as this Two of Pentacles was saying as well. Now, you may need to alter your present course or change things around you to set the stage for the right outcomes to come into your life. If no miracles are happening, something is definitely wrong. You stand before the possibility of a great breakthrough, so seize the moment. Use your skills and talents. Have the confidence and esteem to push forward and make happen what you want. Do you know, no one ever gives you anything. You need to go out and make it or take it. Now, are you really ready for the great fortune and what's standing in your way? Say to yourself, I am a prosperous individual. I am flexible in times of change. I enjoy manifesting internal abundance externally. Abundance which created me is what I am, and I am now ready for the miracle in my life. Well, I have to say, that's a particularly great spread of cards for you. Good job, you.
Gee, that was very, very interesting, I thought. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed providing it to you. And some great things happening for you this month, some great things. And don't you deserve it? Now, of course, until I see you again, remember one thing and one thing only, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.